Hello and welcome to part 9 of a build. You can see I've started laying up the deck mould. So far we have 2 layers of 600 gram chopped strand mat, and I've pigmented all the resin so far so we get a nice deep colour again. You can see also on top of that, just in the transom area, I have put down some combination mat. So that's woven roving stitched chopped strand mat, and I think it's 800 of the combination mat and 300 of the chopped strand, not sure. The reason I've done this is just that, I mean, most of this is just going to be chopped strand mat because it doesn't need to be as strong as the hull, and I want to keep it quite lightweight so it'll be thinner too. But round here, that's where the transom bolts on, so the force of the outboard will be going through here. I mean, it will be transmitted down to the hull, so I've just strengthened up this area. I'm going to go over the whole lot again with another layer of chopped strand mat, and maybe put a bit of Iroko teak and a line across here, because you might want to tread on that just to make it a bit stronger, because it'd be too flexible as it is. And then I'll go with a 4th layer of 600 gram just across this top strip all the way around, just to make it a bit thicker at the top. I want it to end up at about 6mm thick at this top edge, because I made this mould 9mm bigger all round than the hull, and that should leave me a 3mm gap, which I can then, when I join the two halves together, squirt in Sikaflex, leave that to dry, then rivet the two halves together with an edging strip just to hide the join, and then I'll fiberglass over on the inside where I can get to, just to make it a bit stronger still. So I will set up the camera and do a bit of time-lapsey fiberglassing for you. I'll just say something quickly about consolidation rollers, because somebody very rightly made a comment that you should be consolidating your layers, and I have been, I just didn't capture it on a video. So when you've got all your fiberglass wetted out, you want to go over it with one of these things. This is a paddle roller. I actually much prefer, so that's aluminium, this is Teflon, so it's much easier to clean. I find this works much better on chopped strand mat. It's good on woven rovings, providing you go diagonally across the strands. This is probably better on woven rovings, but it's also much harder to clean, being aluminium. And I'll just show you a close-up of the actual fiberglassing. If you can see, it's got that nice sort of swirly pattern. That shows that the fibres are nicely broken up, and you get a much stronger laminate if it's like that. If it looks, I don't know if I can find a bad bit, so not so good up here. Oh no, it is quite well broken up. If it still looks like this, see lots of big strands, then, because each one of these strands is actually sort of 10 or 20 strands all, if you break it up, well, it's not really working, it ends up much stronger anyway. So yeah, thanks for the guy who commented on that. That was a very good point to make, and yes, I am consolidating, but I should have made a point of that, because if you want to do nice fiberglassing, this is really important. These are the strengthening ribby bits, so I've just laid them down on wet chop strand mat and gone over them resin. So this is actually mahogany, and they're all offcuts and they're recycled. This was, I think it came out of an old church that was being knocked down. So these are the remains of the pews that all got cut up. So I don't think you can even buy mahogany new now, not in this country. I think it's illegal to import it now. And these are just my dad's leftovers because he restores classic boats. I had a load of offcuts, so that will never rot. I mean, even if you used pine, it would be absolutely fine. If you glass over it and seal it in, then the water's not going to be able to get to it. I'll just show you where I have put in a bit of pine, and I'll show you my reasoning behind that. So up here along this edge, I put in that pine strip. That's just so I can attach the steering cable with a load of P-clips, stop it waggling about, give you a better steering feel. So all of this, the pine and the mahogany, I'll go over again with chop strand mat to encapsulate it. Just got a bit more 600 to go down in here, then it's pretty much complete, apart from the strip around the edge and the stuff over that. And then tomorrow we'll see if it will release from the mould. It's the next day now, and you can see those are all glassed in, so that was 2 layers of 600 over it, make it nice and strong. I've also gone round and ground all the edges flat so that it will have a nice even edge to put the strip round. So now, and I've sanded off any snags as well. So now I'll unbolt the transom part of the split mould and see if it comes apart. Normally before, when I've ground the edges, it starts to release already, but it hasn't on this one, so it may be a pig. We'll find out now. So this is the deck out of the mould. It looks very nice. There's a couple of little bits where instead of doing gel repairs I got lazy and just stuck bits of filler in, but they'll just pop off. I'll have to do a proper gel repair next time on the mould. Quite a lot in here where it was difficult to get to, but again that will scrape off and polish up. But then it's not a huge problem, that's actually going to be covered up by side bits. I've just got to sand round this edge and side and cut out the fuel tank hatch on the back. So I'll do that now while it's outside rather than when the two halves are put together. So I'll just do that and then we'll use the craney thing to lift it up and have a rearrange in there and a tidy up. Get the hull to the front and place that down on top of it. So there she is, definite milestone. It fits together quite nicely. Got to do a bit of polishing now, and it's all dirt from the grinding. One gel repair to do just there, and there's a couple on the transom there, but it's no problem, be easy enough to do. Your room inside. Fuel tank hatch. Looks pretty cool, I reckon. So the next thing to do is obviously join the two halves together. I've got to make the wind deflector thing which goes on here. Side panels for the interior. Probably carpet it out because I'm not entirely happy with the way the carbon fibre looks. Make the engine cover, not engine cover, fuel tank back section cover. Make the transom, and so all of that's going to be hardwood, plywood, all varnished up, and then fit the engine, and we'll be out testing. So maybe one more episode of building, and then we'll go out and have some fun in it. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video too. Cheers, guys. See you later. Bye.